The idea for the installation at Chatsworth really came from the estate itself. I was here last year and I went on a tour with the Duke, and he was talking about different aspects of the landscape, how it had changed and evolved. And he mentioned that quite close to the house there used to be this kind of village, and it was removed by Capability Brown. And he said that at times it's very dry and you can see like the imprint of where that would have been, and it really resonated with me and became the core of the whole concept. At the heart of the installation is a large pavilion. It's like a giant T-shape. It's 8 metres by 8 metres and then 4.5 metres tall, so it's big. We've made it using traditional materials in a more contemporary fashion, so it's semi-transparent, so at the same time as feeling big, you can kind of see through it in certain directions, and in other ways you can't. It becomes solid. And I think what's exciting about it is with Brewin Dolphin we've been able to kind of really take a conceptual idea and turn it into this 3D shape, which I don't think there's been anything else like it on this scale, certainly at Chatsworth. The joy of shows like Chatsworth is that you're able to kind of tap into people who are real specialists in what they're doing, and we're really lucky that literally a stone's throw from here there's an amazing small local business that specialise in wood and carpentry, and so we'll be working with them to kind of realise this pavilion. Within the installation we're using a broad range of plants, but I think some of them that interest me are the ones that people know but they don't know why we still garden with them. So we'll be using things like corylus, which is hazel, and that would have been used in the 1500s to literally make the house. So it would have been in the wattle and daub, it would have been used to stabilise riverbanks, it would have been used to make hedges, it would have been used for animal enclosures, and then later it would have become a food crop as nuts, and it would have become a garden plant. So we see them as gardeners, as decorative plants, but they have this amazing history, which is really important to the concept. We've been working closely with Jackie McVicker. She's probably not only this country, but one of the world's best known herbalists. And she's been really insightful talking about the way plants were used, particularly medicinally. But we're not just going to use old and ancient plants, we're going to use some newer herbs. So I think it's quite exciting that we can bring that to it as well. So installations like this aren't meant to be domestic, they're not transferable in a literal sense. It requires people to think, it's a challenge, it's thought-provoking, and my ambition is that people visiting will look at it and they'll take away the broader story of this kind of universal language and these shared values. My idea was never to recreate a village or make a new village here. What I was really trying to reference and think about is that we see time as linear. It was here, it has gone, and time moves on in that progression. But actually, what we want to do is kind of contract all of time to one point so you can see the village and now and everything in between all at the same time. One of the things that really inspired me about working with Brewin Dolphin is their commitment to longevity and to actual kind of community at a grassroots level. So everything in this garden, we're working at ways that it will have a place somewhere else for as long as it naturally lives. So our trees are going to a local school, we'll be doing plant sales and raising money locally, and we'll be moving all of the pieces on because it's a luxury to build a show garden, but it's an absolute duty to do something with those materials after. This will be the first time that I'll actually be making a conceptual installation. So to come back to Chatsworth and do that is one thing which is really exciting. But to have the privilege of working with somebody like Brewin Dolphin, who's allowed me to take this amazing creative journey that doesn't have to kind of end as a domestic garden, but can be purely about these artistic and creative thoughts, is a real privilege.